Okay, so I'm going to show everyone how to insert a transition. It's a pretty simple procedure. At the top here we have various tabs that we'll select from. We have File, Home, Insert, Design, Transition, etc. The one that you're going to be interested in is, of course, Transitions. So all you have to do is click on Transitions here. And here, all that you do when you have transitions is it transitions from one slide to the next. That's all its purpose is. Inside the Transitions tab, you have what's called a ribbon, and this is the ribbon for transitions. We have Preview, Transitions to the slide, and Timing. So, all these areas, this is just 3 specific areas that you're going to have to focus on. Inside of here, I currently have Flip highlighted, so that means that if I were to go to any of these slides, I will notice that Flip already is highlighted. That's the designated transition that's applied to all these slides. Now, how did I do this? So let's say I select a different transition. So if I mouse over any of these transitions, let's say Shred, and I click on Shred, now that's going to be applied to this part of my presentation. This is only going to be applied to this slide. Let's click onto another one. So let's say I'm choosing slide 5 now. Notice how Flip is still highlighted. Well, that means that, yet again, I've already applied that transition to all my slides, but Shred is only going to appear on slide 6. How do I make this apply to all? So if I wanted to have Shred apply to all my presentation slides, then I go over to the right where Timing is, and right above that is Apply to All. Click on that. Now all my slides will be at that same transition, and notice up here there's a duration, so there's a 3-second time period for that shred effect to appear for all my slides when I actually view my content. Inside of the transitions to this slide, now there's more options that we can check. So if I wanted to check them, I could either click up or down on these arrows. So there's the up arrow, down arrow to go between the different transitional effects that are available. Or I could click on the More Options, which is right below the down arrow, and here you can see what kind of options there are. Just click on one to see how that would work. Orbit is a pretty neat effect. So it's pretty neat effects that you can add, and they automatically come with different durations, which of course you could change as you wish. You can either type it out here, so I'll click inside the text box region and I'll type in 2 seconds, for example, and then it will transition every 2 seconds. If I leave Advanced Slide on mouse click, basically what that means is it's not going to advance until I click on the mouse. Now, I've created narrations already. As you see down here, we have a narration icon. That's affected my transitions for this presentation. So after 0 seconds, it'll transition. So that means it's going to transition immediately after whatever animations and other effects that you've had created inside of this presentation. So you'll want to leave that alone until later on. Alright, so that in a nutshell is what transitions you have. You can play around with this, and more or less you'll get a general feel of what you can do with transitions.